Good afternoon and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. Celtic transfer speculation has been ramping up today. There was issues around Adam Ida, and there's also news coming out of Italy with regards to the one and only Matt O'Reilly story, which seems to be giving a little bit of traction and a will he won't he between a couple of clubs in Italy. But first of all, let's get to the one and only Adam Ida story. There was a publication put out a report today said that two Italian teams were competing for the signing of the Norwich striker Adam Ida, according to reports. And that's it. Basically, it's an old story. It's a fake story, as far as I'm concerned. It's an old one, and it's regards to a couple of teams in Italy that were interested in Adam Ida in January. But Norwich did put out a little thing earlier, or one of the players did, and Adam Ida is in Austria. There's a picture of Adam Ida, but one of the players from Norwich in his Norwich gear in Austria. So he is in Austria. He's not heading towards Celtic. And a couple of people said there was one of the interesting ones. They said you can actually buy his strip. He may be in Austria, but Celtic's new kit, you can order it on the printing is clearly. So he's clearly off to Celtic soon. Clearly off to Celtic soon. But when I went on and checked the Celtic website, we'll just go in here and then you'll see it here. I'll put it full screen just now. And the players that you can buy is Johnson, Taylor, Lagerbielke, Scales, Palmer, Kyogo in Japanese, Kun, Yang in Japanese, Ohm, McCarthy. Who the hell's going to buy? Has anybody bought? No, surely not. No, nobody would have bought a James McCarthy on the back of the strip, would you? Or maybe you would. Maybe you would, just as a collector's item. Maybe there's someone out there that's bought James McCarthy 16 on the back of the strip. If you have, tag them in the comment section of this. Nobrovsky, UK, Kobe Ashe, Cameron Carter Vickers. And then it's got Champions 24. That's Tomoki Iwata. It's just got champions. Then it's got Tomoki Iwata. And then Matt O'Reilly, Dyson Maida, Rio Hitati, Callum McGregor, James Forrest, Tony Ralston, and Welsh. Where's Kuhn? Oh, he's there, number 10. Sorry. But yeah, it's a threadbare. It's a really threadbare squad, isn't it? When you see it like that. When you do see it, when the players like that, it's we need numbers in. And we need numbers in quick because we are thin on the ground. I don't care what anybody says, but when you look at it like that, we are thin on the ground, and the manager will know this. And especially if we get rid of a couple of players out of that. Well, there's two anyway that's going to go. There's Gustav Lagerbielke and there's Yoki Kobayashi. So that's going to make that squad even thinner. So with regards to the whole Adam Ida situation, I did just give Anthony Joseph of Sky a message, and he has confirmed, yes, he's mentioned before, quite a few clubs in Italy want Adam Ida. It's been suggested also that Celtic are mucking around for the sake of 1.5 million. That was an allegation that was put to me this morning. I don't know if there's any truth in it, and it would be typical Celtic to be just mucking around for £1.5 million, especially when they've got the money in the bank. But there was another one said on Twitter that said, look, if we can get between 7 and 9 million for Adam Ida, I would let him go before the Norwich bedwetters say it'll only leave us with one striker. A Celtic fan jumps up and says you would attain half of that in January for Adam Ida. So this one looks as if it is going to rumble on and on until the end of the transfer window. And now with the Celtic currently having a day off today after travelling back from the USA, might still be travelling back from the USA, you don't know. But they have put out a couple of statements, one from Stephen Welsh and one from the manager. It was funny that after the game on Sunday morning, late Saturday night, it was, that they put out Stephen Welsh. Yes, they put out Stephen Welsh, and they put out a statement on the Celtic website by Stephen Welsh. It says, after the Celtics 4-1 demolition of Chelsea on Saturday evening, defender Stephen Welsh said of the performance, it was a highlight of the tour. The Scottish champions rounded off their USA tour, as we all know, with that gubbing of Chelsea. And it was a gubbing of Chelsea. Let's face facts. Welsh went on to say, I think the performance today was unbelievable from the boys. He said, we really built on the first two games. They were great, but the performance of the tour was today, talking about the Chelsea game. At the times we played them off the pitch, we were so much more organised, defensive pressing and aggression. We were much better than Chelsea. Stephen, I wouldn't look too much into that because they are only 2 games into their pre-season. And I mean, if DC United had beat us, you would be saying, well, look, DC United are halfway through their season. The fact that they're third bottom of the league in the MLS was nothing to write home about. But it is what it is. We'll take that win all day long. Stephen Welsh then went on to say, we deserved the win. We probably could have scored another couple of goals. Let's face it, Chelsea could have scored in the first 15 seconds. That would have changed the dynamics of the game completely, but they didn't. We were disappointed to concede the goal with a penalty at the end, but we are all delighted with the performance. Brendan Rodgers' side won all 3 matches, DC United, Manchester City and Chelsea. You would never have thought that before the tour kicked off, but we're in a strong place, even though the thread is quite bare. You will say that. We've only got one recognised striker. We're starting the league this weekend with one recognised striker. And for me, that has to be a worry for the manager, Brendan Rodgers, especially that we know that Kyogo has had that shoulder issue before. First game of the season, if you're a defender, you're just going to go straight for Kyogo's shoulder. I mean, if you're a defender from any team, the first thing that you're going to do is you're just going to go, all right, Kyogo, bang, right into him and say, welcome back to the SPFL. Welcome back to the bread and butter. Let's see if you're up to it this season again. And we know what happens. It's happened since Kyogo's been here. I mean, they target him off the ball. I mean, they try and stop him doing runs and everything off the ball. So for me, personally, I think it is a major concern that we do only have one striker starting the season. But Brendan Rodgers was delighted with the victory on Saturday as the end of the pre-season tour came to an end with that, followed by the 4-3 victory over Manchester City on Wednesday. And then, obviously, Brendan said, I say to the players, all the work that they've done before now, they represent the club, their time here has been absolutely brilliant. I take great pride in that. We all know that. Celtic are basically just saying what he said on the TV interviews. Across the board, I'm really happy with the performance. When the younger guys came into the game, there was no difference. A lot of those younger guys will get pumped out. I understand that young Turley and one other player will be kept at Celtic to monitor their progress. They'll be put into the B team, and periodically they will be brought in and out of the first team to help their progression, which means the pathway manager must be having his way. Darren O'Dea must be having his way with the fact that, look, these players are good enough. They're too good to be put out on loan, so we can't see what's happening with them on a weekly basis. Brendan Rodgers thinks that they're good enough and they need to mature a little bit more, which to me says they're a season and a half, 2 seasons away from that jump from getting right into the first team. And Brendan Rodgers thinks if they mature quick enough, they can start claiming a place in that first team, which would be absolutely fabulous for the younger players. Brendan Rodgers then went on to say they pressed the game, they harassed the opponent, and they even showed real quality when they had the ball, talking about the younger players on the pitch against against Chelsea, as well as providing chances to prepare for the season ahead. Everywhere we've been, the supporters have been absolutely magnificent. They say there's the difference. It says you've got guys that get up in the morning, and hats off to them. And I do say it on this channel. I see the stats and I see the comments coming from Celtic fans all around the world. And it is an honour for me, especially. It's an honour for me to be able to do this podcast, this YouTube channel, and be part of that bigger Celtic family all around the world. Anyway, make sure you join me tonight, 8 o'clock Celtic part-time. We will be doing our nightly lives. We are back. The season is about to start. We'll be back with the nightly lives weekly at 8 p.m. Daily during the week at 8 p.m. Celtic part-time, unless there's a midweek game, and then it'll be earlier. It'll be an hour and 15 minutes before kickoff. And like they say in America, let's get ready to rumble. Good afternoon, evening, wherever you are, to Celtic fans all around the world. Roll up to the